What
or just
what
delete it
so
and do
what
another
would you,
one.
me and Danny have been playing Final Fantasy Intergrade today since it came out today, and guess what? Me and Danny both beat it because it's fucking short as hell. Danny, what'd you
About
think of Intergrade?
4 hours. I I liked and hated it. I liked it because I'm a huge Final Fantasy nerd, and I'm gonna
What?
gush over everything that's Final Fantasy 7, especially. And I love playing as Yuffie. I love the combo system, the mechanics, and how they kind of. I feel like they almost fine tuned it a little bit. It's really fun to play. I hated the fact that it was so fucking short. I mean, it's. I think I did everything. I don't think there's anything else that I could have done in that game. I did it all,
Yeah.
and I think I had maybe 5 hours altogether. With doing, I did all the conduit thing. I did all of it. Um, yeah. So that was disappointing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you play on hard mode again, but that's just not fun right now.
Yeah,
Not that fun to me anyway.
my impressions were is that I loved the game, like its presentation and everything, and how they introduced Yuffie and Yuffie's character. Like I wasn't so
Hmm.
crazy about Yuffie in the original game. She was just found as annoying. I never used her in a party unless I was forced to. So, but being here in this game, she had a little. She was a bit more cute, charismatic, kind of like little sister kind of annoying type of character, but it was still tolerable. The combat was great. She's actually really cool in combat. The way
Yeah.
they did her was really well done. How she can practically be ranged and close attack, and depending on how you want to strategize and use it. And then you use the second character, Sonon.
Someone.
Yeah, he's really useful too for aggro and distractions, and I kind of used him for healing for the most part with like healing materials and such. But everything
I
was
use him as
good.
a tank because he
Tank.
has a lot of provoke and
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
some
yeah,
moves that calls the
exactly.
guys over, things like that. And so I give him some HP ups and tank
Yeah,
buffs and
I
something
uh,
that they PP up.
I loved everything about the game up until I beat the game, and the reason why is because there was essentially no story. They introduce a lot of characters with no background. I don't know who these people are. I don't really care
Really
about them.
fast really
I don't.
fast in the last hour. That's actually the worst part about it. It's not just that they introduced them. It's only like the last, fuck, not even an hour, half an hour, almost half an hour.
Everything happens abruptly because I like Danny was midway through the game while I was towards the end of the game, and I was furious and frustrated over the final boss, not knowing it was the final boss because they introduced these guys within 30 minutes of the game, and already you're fighting this guy as the final boss. And I was just like, okay, why is this guy so hard? And then I finally beat him. Cutscene happens as usual, and then the credits hit, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like nothing. There's no closure. There's no answers to any questions. There's no backstory to anybody. They left everything completely up in the air. And I get that it's a DLC that's supposed to be short, and I'm okay with it being short. But the fact that it left me with nothing
Well,
story
blue balls.
wise, yeah, it left me with
Now
blue
the only
balls.
thing,
That's exactly it.
yeah, it definitely left. Like if you looked at it as part of the game, you'd probably be pissed off and disappointed because it's like who you're playing a DLC, and if you're playing any game, you want to know what are these characters, why are they fighting, or whatever, why they in the ship building, and you don't get that answer. But I think as an overall, right, these characters I was playing to Danny, and again, this is just he said. We have no clue what it is, but the only thing I can predict is that there's their way of introducing these characters. They're two new big bads or two bad guys who are probably gonna go against your antagonist Cloud in the next upcoming game, and they had to introduce because they kept saying they said it over and over that it's not going to be the exact Final Fantasy. Did you know? They started off in Midgard, they're giving you this, but it will be different after this. And, the thing with the whispers and everything, this is why. This is what we're doing. This is our plan. It will be different.
Hmm.
So I think they're going to have these two actual characters that are introduced in this game, right? And have them as these are new characters, and this is why they're fighting you now. This is why you want to kill them. This is why you don't like them. This is some of the stuff they did. They killed Sonnen. They ran Yuffie out. So when Yuffie does join up with the party, because she kind of has to join up with the party because there's a part at the very end of the game where, in the very beginning, I'm not sure if you caught this, Danny. She's talking to herself, right?
Hmm.
She's explaining. She's saying what she's gonna. She's like practicing what she's gonna say when she sees Avalanche, right?
Yeah, and I think
And
you're
then she
probably
says
right
it
about the whole stealing material stuff.
and she says it beat to beat,
Yeah.
so that when she meets Cloud the thing that she says at the end is, I want you to join my team and you can join the Stars. Like they say that's what she says.
Yeah.
And it's her doing the same exact thing at the beginning of the game because when she meets Cloud, that's what she's gonna say to them, and then probably take the material because Cloud would probably be a dick towards him because
Yeah.
Cloud's an asshole, and she's probably just steal all your shit and then run off. But it kind of, as you're trying to chase her, right? You probably now have these other characters, these two bad guys who were introduced in Yuffie's Intergrade, who will also be there to you go up against, and
Yeah.
you'll have to get more story and stuff like that, and it won't just come out of nowhere. These two characters.
So, but the problem with that though is that me and you played the DLC. I mean, what about people
Yeah,
like Kevin or Randy who want to jump in on it? So they're gonna have to play
well, they
Intergrade
never played.
to understand like who the fuck these people. I
Yeah,
mean, granted they probably didn't introduce them that properly anyways, but they're just gonna be like, okay, who the fuck are these guys coming out of nowhere? Oh, they were in the DLC.
yeah.
I guess I missed that part.
Well, think about this. Like, I mean, this is what these Final Fantasies have been known for. Kingdom Hearts, same exact thing, right?
But Kingdom Hearts is
I,
not canon for Final Fantasy though.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
no. But it's not canon for Final Fantasy, but it runs in the same line where they have all this extra content that is meant to be part of the main story. So if you're a fan to really understand what's going on in Part 3 while you're playing that game, you have to have known all these other fucking things to know some
So
of these characters
so
are.
you heard it from Danny right there. You're not a fan of Final Fantasy unless you played everything.
Yeah, I mean,
That,
honestly, like
that's a lot,
you
though.
can't be it, not everything, but well, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of Final Fantasy. But
It's a
in
lot.
this is the world. This is the world that they're building.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's only 2 games, and it's only $20. And
Well,
if you're a fan of this, if you started playing, this is your first Final Fantasy, you're gonna like this game. I mean,
well, I
but
mean, I think it's more than just that because like there's plenty of other side stories or spin-off games that you could play in order to fill in a lot of gaps. But we're talking too much about the Final Fantasy already. I didn't get to say hi to Kevin because Kevin just came in. And Kevin, how you doing? What you been playing lately?
Sorry. So I'm sorry for coming in late. I
You're good.
sped over here. I had to go like 30, so I was cruising over here. I've been playing. Believe it or not, I found my Vita and I kept clocking in hours in Persona 4. So I jumped from like 120 to like 40 hours in the last week. So I've been on this bad boy for a bit,
Mm.
and I don't know. I just got very nostalgic. I started playing Muramasa Blade.
Ooh,
Yeah, so I got that game back. I started playing that again, and I was like, damn, I really missed this. And
Yeah.
then yeah, that, and I got into my second playthrough of Resident Evil 8, so I'm doing on hardcore, and it's hard.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
I heard that the Village of Shadow that they have
Shadow?
a bunch of those werewolves with the armor on.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
no. So I'm playing on hardcore. It's easier than that.
Oh, okay.
Hardcore is just more enemies, less ammo. But
Uh.
because I have unlimited ammo, it's kind of like it's cake. But I gave myself like a handicap by using like the first pistol you get and the first shotgun, and that's it. So I can't use
Okay.
anything else. And yeah, it takes like 4 shotgun shells for a werewolf, and then it's like 18 to like 30 bullets with the pistol. And I was like, I should have never used the pistol. I should have just stood with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
All right. Well, I've been playing Final Fantasy as mentioned before, and there's not much. Actually, lies. I've been playing Returnal a lot too. Whenever I get the chance, yeah, I jump back on it like just whenever I have the chance. Like if I have about an hour at least, then I'll jump on Returnal, and that'll last me at least one run or 2 runs actually. So I'll at least try to do it. I think I'm on the final boss, but I just can't get myself to like kill him to finish it. So, but we'll see about that. It's still a lot of fun, honestly. Like as frustrating as it is, it's still a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that I still find myself exploring and finding out, like certain things and Easter eggs and just tricks and weapons and fucking a lot of features and things like that that I've never done before, or maybe they added them and I didn't even know it. I don't know. But aside from that, I wanted to talk about the cocktails today. Today, I am going to somewhat introduce my first cocktail that I've worked on, and this was actually early on one of my first cocktails that I worked on. This is the Masamune or Masamoon, however you want to pronounce it. So, in tribute to Final Fantasy VII, this is named after Sephiroth's sword, and it is essentially black.
A long ass drink.
It's a it's a black pepper infused gin that I did at home, along with some simple syrup, some lemon juice, and then an egg white to kind of like froth it up and stuff. Aside from that, like I wanted to do a different type of garnish. This is a cherry garnish. I was actually thinking of what do you guys think about getting like in order if for people who drink it, if they want to like sweeten it up, I get like a little piece of like a white cotton candy with a sword going through it. So it's kind of like Cloud getting stabbed with the sword
You mean
kind of thing.
Or Aerith's getting stabbed.
Well,
You do
Aerith
cotton
isn't.
candy.
Aerith is the cotton candy, sure. Or maybe pink cotton candy, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. It's
Pink
pink
cotton
cotton
candy,
candy.
yeah.
Or
So
red.
so yeah, I figured something like that, and people could put it into the drink to kind of sweeten it up more. But that's what it is so far, Masamune. I like it a lot. This is one of my favorites that I've made.
Can you show it? We can't see it.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, that.
it kind of looks like a whiskey
that.
sour, but it's really not because it's gin.
Oh,
There you go.
can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Does it hit you for $9.99?
Nah, oh, 777.
Oh, it's 7. Oh, the lucky
Seven,
number.
yeah.
I
What,
wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah,
I want to say one more thing before we move on about the games I've been playing as well.
yeah.
There's,
Go ahead.
Biomutant.
You still been playing
I
it?
actually no, because I actually beat it. Sometimes when I'm not doing it today, but sometimes when I'm on a podcast, I play something mindless in the background that I don't have to think about, like Outriders or something where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I was doing Biomutants because the game is super fucking easy. It's just not a challenge. Granted, they did patch it, and they had a huge fucking patch, but I beat it before the patch. But they had a huge patch that fixed all type. You should see the fucking list of shit they fixed. Like I can't believe they fucking did this so fast.
I deleted it on my hard drive, so I'm not re-downloading that shit.
Don't worry about it. But this is what I'm gonna get to. I beat the game right after we got off the podcast last time. Right?
Yeah.
And it has the worst fucking ending I've ever seen because I absolutely hate, loathe, in fact, games that give you a good and a bad ending.
Oh,
Like you have
A choice.
based off what you're doing, based off the whole game, like they give you a choice.
The moral system.
You're going dark side and light side. All right. I hate when a game throws everything you did fucking
Out the
away
window.
based off your last answer that you asked. And the
Yeah.
whole game, no matter what you do, is I think one of the Fable games did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first
The first
Fable,
one.
I think it was
The
like
first
that.
one.
Yeah, the first one did that.
All it
pissed
did,
off a lot
all
of
the
people.
light and dark side did was change the way you looked.
Wow.
Yes, and same thing for here. The only thing the light and dark side did is just the dialogue
Wow.
throughout the game of the guys, what they say to each other. The light and dark, the angel and devil guy talk to each other. But at the very ending, my guy was dark, but yet I got the good ending because I accidentally hit the wrong one. Like, right, I didn't even understand the fucking question they were trying to ask me. They're like, you let him rest in peace or leave him be. And I thought leave him be meant to let him there and die, and rest in peace was to kill him, but it was the opposite.
Oh.
So I fucking clicked it, and then I ended up getting the good ending where I saved humanity or whatever. You go into the arc because
who wants to save the world?
Characters you save.
Supposed to be good.
But still, regardless, but I was going for a bad ending. So now they got my little bad character closing the caskets on everybody, but with a good ending. It just made no
Yeah.
fucking sense at all.
That
So
sucks.
I had to mention, and then I looked it up. I'm like, maybe there's an ending I didn't do. Maybe I did like a short ending or whatever. And I looked it up, and everybody said the same fucking thing. It's this last boss who's not challenging. He's just as challenging as every other fucking boss you fight in this game. Super disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Like that is a game that had so much potential, but didn't utilize not a single bit of it, and very
Yeah.
disappointing.
It was a small staff, so they overlooked a lot of things because it's such a small staff.
They needed to come down and just concentrate on some of the things they tried too many different things that
That's
were
what I
going
said.
on.
I told you.
Too many different storylines, game mechanics, things that and overall are kind of fun, but they don't really mesh into one game. And I think that it's needed to hold it down on what they were trying to do. And it was super repetitive. A lot of things were super repetitive. It was just, I think also another thing.
Well, come on, wrap it up.
Real quick, I think the game would have been a little bit better if it came out before Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Tsushima did it so much better than what this game did.
Okay.
So that's
All
it.
right. So I know Kevin and Randy are finally drinking something tonight. What are you guys are drinking today?
Finally, didn't I drink fucking Kona last week?
Did you?
Yeah, I
Because
did.
you skipped so many episodes. Because I know you had your shot and you weren't feeling well, so I forget.
Oh yeah, no. Last week it was beer. This week it's wine.
Wine.
It
What
was
type
beer,
of
and the
wine?
week before that, he was drinking some kind of shot or something, some kind of.
Oh, I had
Alcohol.
no. I was having water at first, and like I had like a shot of tequila because I mentioned, my Voldemort.
Yeah.
Kevin, how dare you drink water?
No, because I need water because I'm dehydrated.
You look so scared.
I have my Smirnoff.
Wait, so you can't drink alcohol and water because alcohol dehydrates you anyways.
No, I was dehydrated when I came here, and I started drinking. I started drinking this instinctively, and I was like,
Oh my
"They
god.
won't mind me drinking water as well, right?"
It's
So,
whatever.
Wrong.
at this moment, I am drinking mimosa watermelon flavored
Ooh.
Smirnoff. It's actually really good. So every week, I'm going to buy. I have like a different ton of Smirnoffs, and
Yeah.
I wanted to give you guys a review on the green one,
Uh-huh.
but I came late, so yeah.
Well,
It
how's
was
this
good.
one?
This one, it's
Give us
actually
that review. Come on.
okay. Hold on, let me take a swig, and I got you right now. Okay.
Let that get that
Yeah.
palate
Okay. Now
taste in. There
swish
you
it
go.
around. Swish it around. Yeah. Okay.
Swallow.
You got a bucket to spit. Whoa.
Swallow it slowly. Slower.
Slowly.
What?
Let it
You're not
go
a
down
quitter,
slow.
right, Kevin? So you're not a quitter, right? Because as we all know, like spitters are quitters. So
Let's make
Oh
some
man.
mess. Clean it up.
This is
I'm
the
glad I took
wrong
the swig.
this is the
Wrong
wrong
podcast.
podcast.
Okay.
So how is it?
So you don't really get a hit of watermelon as much. It's like the last bit. But it's pretty sweet when you first taste it. Becomes a little bit bitter, and going down you get like the splash of watermelon.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not taste is a little bit strong. Like I would say like it's a Hulk kind of flavor, like the Incredible Hulk. It's very strong
Oh.
in the beginning,
Oh.
and then it's mellowed down. It's like a little sweet, like Yoshi, a little Yoshi sweet, and then that bitterness just comes at you like it's very subtle. So it's like like a piccolo, very cool, calm, and collected.
Like a
Has that deep
piccolo.
I forgot we're
voice.
mentioning characters for these tastings.
Yeah, no, because it's very like I believe it or not, I thought about this before, like when I was trying the other one, the sample one. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I gotta write this shit down. So I like just remember the 3 points that I wanted to remember: how strong it is, if it's sweet, and if it isn't sweet, then I have like a counter for it. Like it's like for my coffee drink, I would be like, if it's coffee flavored like alcohol, I'll be like, oh, it's like it packs a punch like Donkey Kong or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I try to balance taste, sweetness if it's there, and then how strong the alcohol is, and it's very subtle. It's very I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Cool.